Hi there, just another trans elder here. Hey, my name is Ricky, and I am in North County, San Diego, California. This is Deleuze Canyon. And today, I'm definitely going to put this video out. I've had 2 videos ready to go, and after my experience yesterday, I decided to throw them in the trash, as my computer would call it, and start over with a whole nother idea about physical fitness at my age. Because yesterday, one of my dear friends called me up, or I called her, and we managed to have a day of the week where we didn't have things, or she didn't have things going on. And we went and met at a trail in San Diego called the Maserati Trail. And I'll put a little link. I'll show you a little bit, a couple pictures of that, not of us, but of that kind of what the trail looked like. And I'm thinking that I am in fairly good shape. Oh, I should be putting these on because that's what I'm working on right now instead of flopping my arms around here. This is a really bad bump and bruise. This is called senile purpura, and this happened to me 2 days ago. It'll heal. Looks ugly, but that happens at my age. But back to the trail. So here I am thinking that I'm in really great shape. So we head off this hill, and we stopped at had to stop. I had to stop like, maybe an eighth of a mile up. And I had to take a little breath. We both did. She's 10 years younger than me and has suffered a broken leg and is now healed and a year ago. And here we are on this trail. So we're going to do this thing. And we take off again. We go to another level. And these are switchbacks. Each one of these switchbacks have a little place where you can kind of take a break. And then we head off again. And I think about the 4th stop that we were at, I was already bending over, trying to regain consciousness. Literally. I have a couple conditions. A cardiologist is looking after me right now for a few small items that I think are small. I've also been diagnosed with, believe it or not, at my age, COPD, because I didn't know that. The radiologist, when I had my scan, had mentioned that I have the symptoms or the indications of COPD. And that is probably due to all the wreckage of my years of smoking. Yes, back in the 70s and 80s, I was a smoker, and I did a lot of cigarettes, and I don't think I've really given up the smoking. Well, let's not go there. But anyway, I thought I was doing great. But at the very top, after a half a mile and 14 flights of stairs, according to my Google app that I had running at the time, I ran out. I was done. And any further, I may have had a cardiac episode, and I was going to risk that at the altitude that we were at. And there were another 10 more stops to go. So we decided to go have lunch. And the rest of the day was absolutely wonderful. And I got back home, and I just couldn't do anything else after that. So here we go with why I'm doing this video today. And it's going to be a long one because this is a video log as well. And the phenomenon of aging is that I am going to prove to myself that it wasn't necessarily that I'm out of shape. It's the fact that I have slow twitch muscles. I train for endurance and I go up and down in altitude, but there is no prolonged solid stress. I have chances to recover or rebuild. I believe this is my thing. I'm thinking that I have a chance to rebuild, and then I deplete, and I rebuild, and I deplete. But after an hour of what I do in my training, I'm done. I'm finished. And if I continue, I will run completely out of gas. Now, there is a phenomenon that happens for the first 1 mile. It's a little bit tough, but then after that, then the cannabinoids and the endorphins kick in. and then you get what's called the runner high, and you cruise for 45 minutes, and then an hour later you're done and you feel great. But anything over that, I think you're pushing the limit, and especially at my age, it does push the limit, because then I'm finished for the rest of the day. I have to rehydrate and throw a bunch of nutrients back into me, and those also are things that I don't really need to stress my body with, because I just don't need to. I don't know any other good reason why I would not want to stress my body besides wanting to live a little longer. So I am going to test myself only today to see if for some reason I go to this complete brownout. I don't what they call it anyway, here's the thing Google said about what I was experiencing. And I'm going to see if that happens to me today. Those are the stats that I'm going to show. And then I'm not going to be showing stats for a while. But I'm going to try to do no nonstop. I'm going to use my playlist that I always show up here on my channel. And I'm going to see what those numbers look like, and just compare them to what they looked like yesterday, and then talk about that. And finish the video off in there in my little greenhouse, and that'll be the end of this video. And then I'm going to go on to other things that are kind of important about how things are progressing with me and my video log, and what's next as well, my root burrow channel, etc., etc. And I'm not going to ramble, and I'm not going to stand here because this is oregano in bloom, and the bees are loving it. And they move over to the strawberries, which need to be repotted. The heat's come out. Time for my shade cloth to come up. This garden transforms into something different. All my basil needs to be topped. And Ricky, get out there and do your trek. And I'm going to start my numbers. I'm going to start my app the minute I get to my phone and turn those things on. And I will see you in about 1 hour and 5 minutes. Camera on, my heat in place, and although I'm just a little bit short of what I normally feel like after I finish one of these 5Ks that I do in the canyon, but other than that, I'm great. Really, I'm fine. And I'm not just admitting that to the camera, but to myself, that yesterday was a complete anomaly. It's not an anomaly, it's just a different exercise, a different way of putting myself to some stress that I can only remember happened to me when they tested me in my heart. And the cardiologist, they put me through this test because they wanted to check the veins and all. And they had me running on a treadmill, but they wanted me to fast that day. I didn't eat anything because they had to do some injection for some dye or something like that. I'm trying to take these off. Now, Ricky, stay focused here. So during that treadmill test, it was the same thing. I do fine. I'm good. I was feeling like I could just ace this thing without a problem at all, but that I didn't have anything to eat. And I went on that, did this thing, and these nurses are there. They got the blood pressure cuff on there, and they start this treadmill thing, and we're going along, and they speed it up, and they raise the elevation a bit, and they start moving me at a pace much greater than I'm normally used to moving at. I move at 128 steps per minute. That's my mode. That's my brain. That's my muscle memory. And they had me up to 132. I don't know what they had me up to, but my heart was pumping pretty good. But then all of a sudden, bam, I ran completely out of gas. Same thing happened to me when I was walking up that hill yesterday. I get dark, faded, and that thing I showed a little while ago on the screen, that happens. So it gets dark. It's almost like systolic heart failure, not enough blood to the brain. And so yeah, that happened then too. So I'm absolutely positive it had to do a lot of that had to do with, sure, I've got a little COPD, I've got some little heart conditions, but primarily I ran out of fuel. I just ran out of energy. And when that happened, everything doesn't work right. Your brain, nothing works anymore. So, yeah, I should learn my lesson to 2 energy bars and then trying to go half a more 4 miles uphill is not a good idea at my age. So I'm going to leave this video part with that. I'm sweating. I got stuff running out of my nose. And anyway, that's sweat. That's the end of this video, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. Or is it? Bye.